I got both of them on me. Hey, a great Wednesday evening. It is a beautiful evening in the city of Brownsville, Texas, and the weather is just so amazing.
It's nice. I have a mushroom top. I just realized I went and I got this part shaved, and then I just never got back to cutting this part up. So, excuse the hair. Why are you laughing at? Oh, ratas. Speaking of ratas, I'm just looking at that $9.2 million.
9.2
$1 million. Trevino. You should like highlight it. 9.2 Trevino and make like a major post on the expressway. One reason to vote Trevino out.
all of them out.
Well, yeah. How about the management on PUB that intentionally misled?
My God, my God.
That's just crazy.
Carol, but at the end,
Hi, Carlos. Sorry.
it really is so frustrating because let me at first glance, and I was told this by individuals inside the city. They said, "Erasmo, you're going to be very, very ecstatic about what's going to come out," and I'm going like, "Huh?" And look, to a certain point, I am ecstatic, to the sense that everything that we've been saying, Maggie, Carlo, everything that we've been saying,
Is
it's
right.
true. Because a lot of people, even Mayor Trey Mendez, was going like, "You're just being negative.
Mhm.
Everything is bad for you, and you don't know what you're talking about. You're lying, and you don't have the facts."
I thought I did think you were exaggerating on how much money Trevino, on the fact that Trevino became a millionaire off of this. Like
Millionaire.
I was thinking, how could he have?
Now
And then
you
But
you
do
talk
have
about
the
it,
facts.
now we know. Now we see.
but
And it was. Go ahead.
now think of this, guys. Think of this. This is just Tenasca, guys.
Mhm.
These guys are not just involved in one scam.
Mhm.
These guys are involved in multiple scams. Think about this.
Yeah.
Think about this for a little second.
They have their fingers in every single pot.
Everything.
About I said it wrong now. Tabao.
Tabada, tabada. This
Tabao.
is this is Tenasca. Think about, this is the arena up here, and this is the little park that they built over here on Bowie, and this is the other park that they wanted to build over here in Cameron Park, and there's a bunch of other those things. I mean,
Mhm.
shouldn't we question everything that the county commissioners have done? I say
Mhm.
yes, everything,
At
because
least everything Trevino's done.
well,
And with Trevino comes Joey Lopez, and with Joey Lopez comes
Garza and also Ruiz and Benavides, they're all in it because they all suck off the same tit, all of them.
Yes,
That
it
is
does.
why. That is why Eddie Trevino was out there. His first campaign fundraiser was in Hidalgo County
mhm,
with contractors, architects, builders, glass people, all these folks. He was receiving tens of thousands of dollars from them because they thought that they had the arena, you know, the
in the
same
back.
way. And look, and this is lo que me molesta a mí. Their credentials amongst all these people are, look, yo pasé Tenasca y me los fregué a todos con Tenasca. So I can make you money too. Put money in my pocket. Those are their
Yeah.
credentials. Their credentials are, I made it happen with Tenasca. I can make
Mhm.
it happen with the arena and everything else. This is how we've gotten screwed. Carol, did you have a chance to see that audit?
Well, I looked at the executive summary. I didn't get through the whole report. So basically, I noticed that the management of PUB intentionally misled. I'm trying to find that exact phrase.
Intentionally, intentionally misled in order to get
Yes.
it passed.
Qué vergüenza.
Les debiera de dar vergüenza.
Yeah, les debería de dar.
And to keep the delays, going, right? So they kept saying, have patience, and they knew that nothing was going to happen.
That's irritating. They knew that nothing was going to happen, and we still got screwed. The people of Brownsville, every single individual in the city of
Yeah,
Brownsville got screwed.
they kept the rates higher because supposedly if Tanasca came and uh, tried to that I don't know exactly the phrasing, but basically if Tanasca came and demanded uh, these types of monies, if we didn't have it, the deal was off, but the deal was actually already off.
That's what's infuriating. O sea, they kept the lie going when they knew it was done. It was
Yeah,
bust. And they still said, no, no, Tanasca, because as soon as it gets here, as soon as it gets built, it's we're going to need those funds. We're going to need
right.
these monies. When they already knew it wasn't going to
It's
happen.
almost like they knew from the very beginning, right?
Well, you're right. The mayor, Mayor Tony Martinez, Brugiak, and some other individuals, they knew it wasn't ever going to happen,
Yeah.
ever from the start. We
Yeah,
found out, or a certain group of people found out after 2 years that it was all bullshit, bullcrap. But they kept the lie going. And something that you sent in, Carlos, it's the same top three individuals: the CEO, the main guy, the other financial guy. Those three same individuals that during the Tenask, if you had to, this is what's really, again, this has got to, and again, Trey Mendes is going to go out there and say, well, it's not illegal. But during the Tenaska thing, when they were selling this, those three guys got 100, 200, 300% raise in salary. In salary. They went
Aside
from
from what they
100.
were pocketing,
Monday?
aside from what they were pocketing from that.
Aside from what they were pocketing, they gave themselves a hefty, big old damn raise from 100 and some thousand to 300 and some thousand. But it's the same thing that Eddie Trevino did. The guy is out there making $1.2 million while he's in office. In office, 1.2, and then says, I need a raise. I need a
here's
20%.
here's the paragraph that I was looking for. CRI found that during the November 2015 session, BPUB intentionally presented outdated capacity projections and included the aforementioned reserve margin. It also overestimated peak demand in 2015, even though the peak demand had already passed. The projected peak demand with additional reserve margin was nearly 100 milliwatts above actual data. BPUB also presented an unrealistic 2018 COD to the commission, despite knowing that the project was on indefinite hold due to the lack of subscribers.
It was not going to ever happen. Never, ever going to happen.
Is this worse than what you thought it was, Erasmo?
Is this what?
Is it worse than what you thought it was?
Yes. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't know if you remember that and I'm always making this. This is where our rates were. They increased them by 33%, and they kept them here. See, the issue is they kept them here for no reason whatsoever, Maggie, because
Mm-hmm.
they knew, Carlo, they knew that it was never going to happen, and they still screwed us, the community.
So it's
They
worse than the amount of money they took. It's worse than the number of people that were involved, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
there's other people came out that I don't think you knew were involved.
Isaguirre was earning $35,000 a month
a month.
without any incentive, and so he kept the lie going.
And you know what? Isaguirre is one of the ones that goes to that political church. He even walks with the offering and it says prayer.
Oh,
The fuck?
this is Aguirre is a Mark Maxi Aguirre. It's
Oh,
an attorney. It's yeah. I made the mistake. I made that
oh, I'm
mistake this morning.
confusing him.
Yeah, it's a different Isaguirre. This is a Max Isaguirre, and I actually apologize for thinking well, that was the only thing that we knew, and it's the only Isaguirre we knew. But they made again 33%. This money should have never been. Our rates should have been down here, and then with the up thing in fuel and all this other crap that they try to sell us, our rates should have been gone up here.
Right.
This is our bill, guys, right here. This is where it should have been. It's up here
Yep.
now. Está
Yeah.
hasta acá la mother. Acá arriba. It should have been down here. So, to everyone out there, for your grandmothers, your tias, your abuelitos, anyone out there that has suffered these past 7, 8 years because they've had a hard time making ends meet, it's because of the politicos. But let me go one step further, guys. I'm getting calls from everyone now. You know, all of a sudden now Erasmo is a great guy. I'm getting calls from everyone because now they're going like, Erasmo, want you to know that I had nothing to do with it. I'm not even joking, guys. People go like, Erasmo, we had nothing to do with it. We weren't a part of all this. We knew, but we were not a part of it. And my question is, and I told him, why didn't you say something?
Well,
That's look. That's what these elected officials are there for.
but you're the only one who's the town crier.
Yes,
That's
no.
the
Yo soy el negative. Yo soy el que nomás quiere bring Brownsville down. Y que where were all the elected officials?
Mhm.
All the city commissioners, all the county commissioner. Where were all they when they realized that they were getting scammed? Why was I the only one out there screaming? And that's okay. But that's what they're elected there for, to oversee the PUB, to oversee the budget, to make sure that we're not getting screwed.
Yeah.
And they failed. They failed our community. They failed us.
One
They
one
stole
hundred
from us.
percent.
They stole from us. And look, otra vez, Maggie's rich. Maggie's going to be okay.
Yeah, I don't have PV though. That's why.
Maggie's going to be okay.
And my house is made of ICF block.
But but a
And
lot of the
solar
people in the
panels.
city, a lot of the people in the city of Brownsville are going to be suffering.
And this is
El
a very
gallo is correct in his comment.
yeah.
Yes. It's infuriating, but nothing will happen. Commissioners don't step down because they know citizens will soon forget and vote them in again.
Oh no, but wait. Jessica Tetro did stand up for us. She said at the meeting that they should cut the $4 resaca fee. So you've got that one city commissioner fighting for the $4 pinche dólares.
Well,
I'm like,
well,
really?
it's not the only thing
Forget
that
about
needs
the
to be
big
cut.
picture.
It's a start.
But $4, come on. That's not even a start. That's not even a mediocre start. Please.
Someone's got to do something.
Yeah, but come on, come up with something better than $4.
Oh, I agree.
I mean, when the what is it? The roast house is paying $1,700. $4 no es nada.
Well, now we have a real reason, facts to protest on. So maybe we need to start getting organized and keeping attention on this issue and the people that were involved, so people don't forget. So what Miss Peppermint Patty over here said doesn't happen.
And on the incumbents, we're very fortunate, guys, that we're 2 weeks before early voting. We're fortunate. 2 weeks before early voting. We're fortunate. This is the first step. But I agree with Carlo. We've got to keep the momentum going, not just in this election. We've got to change everything out there.
Hey, so this part, this is, I'm gonna like highlight this and post it somewhere so I can keep remembering. Trevino was paid approximately 1.92, and this is what you posted at Osmo.
Yeah.
Was paid approximately not 1.92 million over the period of April 2013 to June 2018, of which 1.28 million was allegedly for Tenasca related services. And then it says, aside from typically taking 5 to 7 months to provide his billing details, that's my cat playing with some stuff. It appears that most of his invoices revolved around attending meetings, being included in conference calls, and being copied on emails. So he made $1.48 million on going to meetings, being part of a conference call, and being copied on emails, essentially.
Yeah.
No, pues qué padre.
Oh, I know, but he still needs a raise.
No, oh yeah, I know. And that's in addition to the 9.2 million that was spent to the different legal counsel, the boards. That's just crazy, insane.
Well, look at just to do a quick overview. Look at Eddie Trevino's political contributions. John Pedersen, construction. William and Sherry and Connor, retail. Again, more construction. GL Harstog, retail. Jorge de la Garza, construction. Fabian de la Garza, construction. Mario de Leon, construction. Bill Best, attorney. He's going to need an attorney, that piece of crap. Maria Solis, I don't know that, office manager. Eddie Lucio the third. Come on. State representative. Vicente Mendez, engineer. Michael Hernandez, auto leasing. William Hudson, real estate, the Hudsons. Andrew and Kurth, attorneys. Davidson Troyo, attorneys. MG Connor, I don't know that is retired.
But now wait, stop real quick.
Yeah.
Part of what you posted said Andrew Kurth, at the urging of Eddie Trevino, was hired to handle ROW condemnation proceedings and act as a bond counsel with
Kurth?
some other ones.
Kurth?
So there you go.
Kurth. He said,
Kurth. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's one of the ones that you posted.
Yeah, it's on his campaign finance report. Andrew and Kurth, donation. Abel Gonzalez, road construction. Carlos Escobar, attorney. Carlos de la Rosa, accountant. Agriculture, realtors. I mean, all these guys out here, guys, breaking it in. It's the same thing. Construction, building. Let's do a PUB building out there for them. It's all the same people. These are the ones that are joining. But, and this is as bad as it is. What's worse is that it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. They're continuing to milk the community of Brownsville.
Yeah.
We're continuing to be milked. My question is, when are the bills going to start to go down? We've got the information. We were already told
today, right now.
Immediately, some form of action. Why wasn't Bruzniak placed on administrative leave or something?
Yes.
Until an investigation.
Pending investigation.
Something pending investigation. Why weren't the three top individuals that knew that this was a scam? The audit says it. They knew. They misled the PUB board. They misled the city of Brownsville. And again, I'm not giving the city of Brownsville a pass. They should have known better.
That's who was the mayor then?
Huh?
Tony Martinez?
Tony Martinez was part of the scam. Tony Martinez was part of the scam. My question, Maggie, why?
Because this is
where were they? Where were all these people during this time?
Looking out for themselves.
Even the cat is upset.
So I'm reading a part of the
Uh-huh.
the audit conclusion and how it says that the board had the board also had the ability to terminate the extension agreements even if management recommended patience. Given the amount of investment required, the board should have been more skeptical and asked questions.
They
So
did it.
they had the ability and they still.
Well,
They
and
just went with the flow.
part of the problem is, look, when you get, and this is where I was going to, when you get individuals on these boards that are yes people for the city commissioners, they're never going to vote against anything or recommend anything that is against the city commissioners, period. But look, it's always the same people. Sampaio, ahorita está Sampaio. Jude Benavides is in business with Ambiotech, which is part of the Carlos Marin thing. Ambiotech. And you go look through all, and Ambiotech gets all the contracts. And you got Jude Benavides, who's a part of the Ambiotech crap thing, and he's the chair of the board, the PUB board. You got the Sampayos out there, the signs. Signs are the Tony Martinez people. He handpicked them to serve on all these boards and committees. And they were on GBEC before, and they were on BCIC before, and they were on the housing board before, and Sampaio is still on there. It's always the same people.
Mhm.
So they're all in
They
it.
get chosen by the same people.
But
Huh?
they could fake it a little bit and ask questions at least. You know?
Something.
Pero ni eso.
They did nothing. Nothing. And this is what's infuriating because, again, Maggie, Erasmo has always said the number one problem with the city of Brownsville,
Is the ratas.
the boards and the committees. The boards and the committees are eating our lunch at every step of the way. And they control the narrative because they have their own people on there. What we need to do is we need to wipe every single board and committee clean and get all these compadres out of there and start getting regular, normal people on these boards and committees.
No.
And let me tell you another way that this affects Brownsville. Uh, as a personal story, I left when I graduated high school, and I never wanted to come back because of things like this. I, you know, I, I started my career as an attorney, and I said if I go back down there, it's too messy. I don't want to be involved in anything having to do with 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 that type of deal, with the way Brownsville operates. So obviously, I'm not the only one. It keeps people away. It keeps people from coming back after they go to college, after they start their career, because you don't want to deal with this stuff. It's too crazy.
I brought him back.
Thank you.
Yeah, nobody wants to come back. And again, that's at Maggie. You caught it on page. Oh, it's not on there. But that Kirk guy, it's all on Eddie Trevino's campaign. Oh, so very.
He's a donation, but he got the job on the being urged by Trevino. So there's right there. You do me, I do you. You help me, I help you. That's a real. If you need it slapped in your face, there it is for you, slapped in your face.
So this oil company billionaires decided cut back on oil supply. So Washington Republicans gonna start blaming Biden.
Yes.
And it also was like Republican.
No, if all we got from the audit today was, oh, Republicans are against Biden, we're missing the mark.
I don't think that's what I thought he meant like it was something totally different.
But we're missing
Yeah,
the
he's
mark.
talking about gas prices going up.
Right now. Current news.
Yeah, but
I don't think he's talking about the Tanasca deal.
but
Are
should
you sure?
but shouldn't he be? I mean, shouldn't everyone be? Who
Everybody
gives a
should
rat's
be.
behind? Who gives a shit about what's going on with Biden and with up there right now? Everyone and their mother should be infuriated. You know,
With this.
we got to stay focused, Peter. We got to stay focused. If we don't stay focused on what's happening here locally, because this is what Eddie and Trey have been doing all along. Oh, it's Abbott. It's over there. Ah, it's Trump, and it's over there. And they do that because it's the squirrel tactic. Let's focus on the stuff over there and ignore what's going on here.
Yeah.
So I feel that a lot of our community is not informed about this, or well, aware or anything of how do we get everybody involved? How do we like put it in their faces? Like this is why,
I
What
mean,
we need to do is have
other than a
what we need is every single individual on my page, on Maggie's page, on y'all's pages, spread the word. Because what happens here in the city of Brownsville, you're not going to hear it from the Brownsville Herald. And nobody reads the Brownsville Herald much anymore anyway.
Mm-mm.
Right? You're not going to hear it on the
Channel 5
news.
News.
Oh, they should. It's a major story. That audit, all it talks about is corruption, negligence, misleading. That's a story.
You did the Channel 4 news, but they didn't do very much into it, did they?
No. And
They, cause that I wanted to bring that one up. Channel 4 News said they did this 14 days ago, right? That's how they started off. 14
Yeah.
days ago, they were asking
for their PUB bills.
for their PUB bills.
But
But the
they
mayor
did,
said he'd been out of town.
and again, they did it because of response from the individuals that were very, very pissed. I'm glad. I want them to dissect this audit. They have the resources that we all don't have.
Yeah,
They,
for
they
sure.
have the resources. They have the journalistic certificate or diploma or papelito que les dan. That's what you studied for.
That they have the training, the education to do this.
Yes.
To
Run
sit,
with it.
investigative
yeah,
skills. Investigative
Investigate.
skills.
there you
Run
go.
with it.
Shouldn't you talk to somebody there again and see if they can take the lead on it?
Well, I'm going to send it to Rudy Mireles. I'm hoping that he runs with it. I'm sure that he's already got it. I mean, I'm hoping that he already got it. Is that if he hasn't, then it's que vergüenza. But
I think that's an opportunity for a journalist to really get this out in the open and
well, we could hope.
spike up their career.
The question is,
Yeah,
will
right.
they? The question is, will they? In the meantime, we just need to kick it in gear. That's our job is to continue to inform individuals out there, because at the end of the day, the city needs individuals that are going to be vociferous in regards to what's going on here, because nobody else will. ¿Qué te pasa, Maggie? ¿Te van a hablar?
Why,
I
Miss
don't know.
Murillo?
It's intentionally misled. Intentionally misled should equal criminal. Uh,
Oh yes, and here
it might be unethical, but it's not illegal. I tend to be on the verge that it's at that point where it's going to be illegal. Now they're going to say it was before our time, and we will not adjust the rates.
Yeah, that's BISD too, board members. Which I still want to get to that if we get a chance.
We will. Taratenasca. Yeah.
You're like, no, I know.
Good
I
evening.
in my head, all I've got is that the forum today or the
Besides the
debate.
salaries, how about the hires? Let's go through the comments and then we'll go into the BISD real quick. Besides the salaries, how about the hires? They said that they were required to hire and pay. Yes, and Nelda got the report. I'm livid. Everyone should be. This is horrible. What will be the consequences, if any?
So where everyone has access to the report? How?
Well, I sent it to a lot of people.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say I have access to it because you send it to me. But is it available? Has it been made public?
A couple of people, Pedro Cardenas is offering to email it to anyone that is asking him.
Oh, okay. So
Commissioner de los Santos, de las Chanclas, and thank you again to Commissioner de las Chanclas. He put it on his website,
okay.
so it's out there. But again,
Did John Cowan make it available?
no, he's handsome.
So
Can you imagine what would have happened had the arena passed? No, hombre, shut up.
Ooh.
And
When
they
do we
were
even
start
more,
hearing?
and
pushing
even
that
more.
so hard.
Erasmo would have been like, "Ah!"
Yes, David. Let's protest. Look,
When do we
I
start
want to
hearing?
read another paragraph
Go,
from the
go.
from the
Summary.
executive summary. Project events after January 2013 says, as discussed in more detail in the conflicts of interest section, this change in ranking was a direct result of management's collusion with Tanasca with the cooperation of BNV to manipulate the outcome of the upcoming meeting with the board and the commission in what appears to be an attempt to mislead both governing bodies in order to keep the project from being terminated.
Let me say,
How about
folks,
that?
it's
I mean, that's a pretty powerful paragraph right there.
bro. Let me tell you. Just got word. It's going to be the top story at 10 o'clock on Channel 5 News.
It better be.
Good.
good.
And then we need to be the top story on protesting.
Yeah,
Frankie, get it going.
yeah.
Message
Frankie,
us.
Frankie's the one that was supposed to be in charge of this. And let
Frankie's
me,
got connections with who's organizing it.
yeah, it's worse than he whoever thought as they hired some entities and paid them to build the lie. Nelda is Nelda received the audit. She read it, and it's true. They hired other entities in order to enhance, to make semi credible their bullcrap.
Yeah.
They should make
I
them
mean
remember.
that's like a money laundering scheme because you're building like shell corporations, shell companies, hiring entities that don't need to be hired for a project that's not going to happen. I mean that's
It is crazy. Again,
I'm just reading it really quick right now, right while we're talking. They even presented it to lenders in New York.
yes.
I mean, like, it wasn't just local.
No, no, they went everywhere because at the end of the day, they were the ones that were making the money. Ahora, this is how. Again, I don't know what standards attorneys have to go by. Eddie Trevino knew, and he continued to perpetuate the lie in order to continue to bill. There's got to be something there that slaps the crap out of an attorney that does that. They knew.
Can't he? Can't he have charges brought
ethics
up against
violation.
him?
Carlo, attorneys,
I
he
mean,
knew it was a scam.
I don't
Isn't there
want to
something?
say
Go
anything
ahead,
about
sorry.
But don't attorneys have to abide
yes, yes,
by some measure of ethical
yes,
behavior?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you have to pass an ethics test in order to get your bar license, and you're
All these
held to the ethics of the
all these
bar.
people are involved. Think about Nerith Golonsky. She was on the board, on the PUB board. She's an attorney. She knew.
How many attorneys did we have going on in here?
Huh? Too
How
many.
many attorneys were in there?
I don't know. On the board or on.
That's what I'm
All of
saying.
them.
Like people who should have known.
There was a
Like
lot.
it's not like you can't say, "Well, I didn't know the law."
Well, and look, Nerith Golonsky's been involved with Casa de Nylon, BDC, Tanasca, UTRGV, Campus Downhill, building purchases. It's always the same people. And now she's not on just on the board. She's a commissioner.
Commissioner.
Hey, baby, ¿qué pasó? ¿Cómo anda, Miss Castro? I'm doing good. Maggie doesn't. The truth doesn't cost anything, but a lie would cost everything. Hear no evil, say no evil, speak no evil. Yeah. Shouldn't the PUB CEO be fired for misleading the community?
Yes,
Yes. At minimum, Carlo. At minimum, fired.
yes, 100%.
I mean, isn't there some type of like embezzlement? things or
The
something.
entire management should be that was involved. If they're still on right now, they should be gone
And board.
like tomorrow.
But shouldn't, again, shouldn't the city commission, and to all the mayor and the city commissioners that are watching tonight, shouldn't the city commission convene a special meeting to put a halt, to change the charter, to you know put all these people on leave, and to and to completely do away with the PUB board right now? Shouldn't they have a
Can't
special
Mhm.
meeting?
can't we have some people pay some of the money back?
It's never going
That
to
too.
happen. But it's never going to happen. Look at, I've made mention of this because when I asked them, this is years back when I said, just give us back the damn money, and
Hmm.
they said, well, how? And then I showed them an article from FAR, and I called FAR, and FAR said, the city commission at FAR said, and I asked them, how is it that y'all gave them back their money? They said, we just wrote them a check, and they gave back the money that they had overcharged the people. That's all it was. Jessica gets towed is a pawn to distract the facts. Awesome, Carlos. Yes, organized to advocate for true change. No shame. No shame. I think that's what it is. Where is that freaking FBI? No shame. Todos metieron la
Yeah,
mano.
yeah.
They must be saying, "Oh crap, crap. Let's get all." I'm not sure what it means. What is the process to hold them accountable? Vote. And
But other than that,
right now, Maggie, it's the only thing that we have. And it's and what's funny is it should be the most powerful thing that we have. Our
yeah.
vote.
But in the end, let's say we vote Trevino out, then he goes what happily down the yellow brick road with his millions in his pocket.
Well, that was going to be my other question, because now we find out that Tony Martinez had been lying to the city of Brownsville, to the commission, to everybody else for the longest time. Can criminal charges be brought up against Tony Martinez? That's the first
They
question.
should.
Second question, they should. Will they? I mean, he's connected to every single board member, every
Who
single
would
commissioner on there.
who would do it? The local.
Well, the district attorney's not going to lift a damn
Yeah,
finger.
that's what I'm saying. Signs.
Whatever agency decides that they're going to investigate.
Yeah, because it be local, state, or federal.
It could be all.
Yeah, because yeah, and I agree with Carlo because it took a little bit of everything. They took from local, they took from state, and they took from
I
federal
mean, they went
funds.
to New York. That they involved, right?
What is it?
That
So
What is it
there's
called?
interstate, intrastate.
Interstate
yeah.
commerce. It's kind of trippy because they went on there and hired this guy. I don't know if y'all saw that part. This guy that was a former Enron executive or a
Yes.
former Enron guy. I mean, I don't know if people here remember the Enron mess, but it was a
Yeah.
disaster. A disaster.
Yes. I remember.
What part of the problem is incompetence? Ah, yes. Eddie Trevino needs to go. Joey Lopez needs to go. Psst.
What's Mayor or Martinez doing now?
He's a millionaire.
That like going down his merry way.
Yeah.
So he knew by early April 2017 that the project was dead in the water.
Well, he just
Before
keeps
that,
like puro chete
2015.
supporters on the show tonight.
Huh?
I don't- I honestly don't know. I haven't heard from Tony Martinez. I'm sure that they're still raking in cash. I'm sure that we're going to find out because take into consideration there's another audit report that we haven't received.
Which one?
Well,
Which one?
there's one out there that they have protected because of possible criminal investigation. This is what they could send out to the public. There
Oh.
has to be one other out there that is kept behind executive session. And I say that because this is what I was told, that either there's going to be a criminal investigation, And if there isn't, then there's no hope for Brownsville.
That's true.
So, is any current city commissioner involved? Uh, I would say
I
all
don't
of them
think
are.
so.
I will say all of them are involved.
All of them, even de Los Santos,
Uh, I will say about De Los Santos is that he's been one of the ones that has been more vocal
and he's the one who voted against.
of going against the rate. Jessica,
Mhm.
and like it or not, Jessica Tetro voted against it back in 20 something.
And she did ask for those $4 a month back. So,
But was it
sorry.
enough?
Huh?
But was it enough? This is,
Sorry.
but no, was it enough? And the answer is absolutely not. They didn't do
No.
enough. They didn't do enough.
No, I'm being rude. I'm being
Yeah,
facetious.
because look, at the end of the day, instead inst- instead of me being the guy out here screaming every day, it should have been them. You know,
Yep.
it should have been them. They should have been on here with me yelling every day. Because again, I've been yelling about this for the past 6, 7 years.
And they kind of should be now too. I mean,
They need to give
Jump.
public statements about what their stance on this whole issue is and what should happen to who. I mean, I'm sure they're going to say there needs to be an investigation, but they should at least can they commission an investigation themselves? I mean,
Well, the city commission has to do something because they're the only ones that can have any type of control over the board. Now, take into consideration, Trey Mendez sits on the board. Why wasn't he out there vocal about what was going on? Instead, they did the squirrel thing, Maggie. Oh
Yep.
no, Erasmo's just being negative.
It's
Uh,
gas prices.
Erasmo's just being a hater. Haters
maybe he
gonna
was
hate
getting a
Erasmo
kickback too, and just to look the other way.
because they're all in it. This is one of the reasons why. I mean, and we went through this. Remember, Ramiro Gonzalez was a Tony Martinez supporter until Tony Martinez lost, and it was Trey Mendez against Charlie Atkinson in the runoff. And then Ramiro Gonzalez all of a sudden became Trey Mendez's best friend. And it's all the same caca. It's all the same caca. The Limas, the United Way of Brownsville, the United Way of Cameron County, the BCIC, the GBEC. It's all the same caca. The Housing Authority. And this is what really trips me out. You know how they're planning to rebuild the El Jardín Hotel downtown?
Yeah,
And they're going to make it into, a housing aid and it's going to be great for everyone. Do you trust them?
not anymore.
Mm.
I mean, you don't. You didn't at the beginning. I was ignorant of all of this going on until I started being on the show. So, as of then, but I mean, to the everyday common folk who don't watch your show, they don't know any better. They're not getting involved,
yeah.
No.
Because
so they do trust them.
Carlos, you read the report. They made it appear in the summary. They made it appear that Tenasca was going to be like God's gift to Brownsville.
Until 2035.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
going to bring all this economic development and
Mhm.
jobs, and it's going to be great. That's what and it says this is how they misled the community. This
Right.
is how they misled the board by fooling them into thinking that it was going to be great. It was going to be wonderful. Isn't it this the same thing that they're telling us, Maggie, with housing aid, with the
Yeah.
reconstruction, the rebuilding of the El Jardín? It's going to be great for the city of Brownsville. It's going to be amazing.
So was the arena.
It's the same. It's the same mo,
It's the same thing. Yeah. It's always something to make Brownsville better, but all it is filling in their pockets.
and it doesn't make Brownsville better.
And Roswell
Mhm.
never gets better.
No,
It
it
does.
gets worse.
It gets worse because look, they increased the rates by 33%, and they said it's going to hurt you, but it's going to be good for you. you're going to get great paying jobs. You're going to have a great 401k. You're going to be able to make that mortgage payment. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. And they knew it was a lie, and they
Okay.
kept it like this for years.
And to think, okay, so I'm 54, graduated in 86. I did not want to stay in Brownsville because, as far as I saw, Brownsville didn't have anything good going for it. At the time, Harlingen was the one that everybody went to, Harlingen Mall and McAllen Mall. To me, and when I was going to get married in my mid 20s, I told my fiance at the time, either Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, or Fort Worth. That's where I wanted to move to. Now, Carlo is mid 30s, I'm guessing, so he's 20 years later. You're about mid
I'm
30s.
41.
Okay, so
I'm
mid
41.
30s. Yeah, so what, 20 years later, 15 years later, he's saying the same thing. He doesn't want to be here in Brownsville because what is Brownsville doing here? And this is what Erasmo has said lately. Our kids right now, our 20-year-old kids right now, our 18-year-old high school kids also right now, they don't want to come back. And so we have this continuum um, belief that Brownsville is not a good place to be at, not a good place to come back to, and it just we can't get ourselves out of the mud.
That's right.
Eduardo, Mr. De Los Santos has it on his webpage. Commissioner De Los Santos has it on his webpage.
Yeah, and you could send me an inbox, and I will message it to you personally.
because it's too big.
It
Right.
is huge. I get that a lot.
That's what she said.
No, no,
Sorry, Carlo.
no, sorry. The truth is not. It's not true. That's a big lie. Everyone complains. I just got here. ¿Qué pasó?
El Arispe was watching the BISD. This is a good leeway or segment into the BISD debate.
What happened to the BIC debate, Maggie?
One, in my never to be humble opinion, sorry, Carlo, this is where we're going to stop talking about Tanasca for about 5 minutes. I'm going to be on a
All
roll
right.
for about 5 minutes. And I am the first one to say, I'm a huge Victor Caballero fan. And tonight, Denise supported the reason why I'm a huge Caballero fan. The more she talks, the more she presents herself as not knowing what she's talking about.
No clue.
No, none. I mean, and all she can say is, and I worked as a paraprofessional, as I worked as a classified, and then in the end, in the whole 2 hours, every time they asked her a question, she was like, and I stand up for the classified, and I've worked as a paraprofessional, and then at the end, she's like, but I'm here for everybody. And I'm thinking, okay, if you're here for everybody, then point it out the entire time. That was the one thing. Two, Dr. Tipton, it might be my ADHD and the fact that I cannot focus, but she goes all over the place and doesn't answer a question as far as I'm concerned. She lost me multiple times where she started off in one thing and then went on. One thing was talking about local something, and then she ended up talking about the state and what the state is bringing down on us and all of that. So that's why I was like, no, to begin with. Then also, Cowan said he didn't want to discuss the fact that employees of BIC are saying that the superintendent is bully because that would be dissing him on a public forum. So if Mr. Cowan, and there's nothing to support the fact that the superintendent is a bully. So if Mr. Cowan would like to see the paperwork I got from the superintendent directly telling me I needed a cease and desist from being on shows like this, because what were the reasons why your show was not appropriate?
Because it was pornographic.
Pornographic, nudity, foul language. What were some of the other things? There were like 4 or 5 things that we were doing on the show.
Nudity?
Where were
Nudity.
we on that episode?
Because I'm telling you. So
That was a good part.
So if Mr. Cowan would like to see the letter I got from the superintendent, and I had 2 lawyers tell me that was essentially bullying, me being bullied by the superintendent, I'll be happy to show you the paperwork. Third, reason why Carlos Elizondo, why I support Carlos, is the reason why he kept saying it tonight. Because he has his wife coming home and he can see day after day and on the weekends how overwhelmed the employees are based on decisions made by the school board and the superintendent. So that's the reason why, to me, he would be a valuable asset to have on the board. What was one of the other ones? Did you watch it?
I was at church. Some of us actually go to church. We're not heathens like some other people.
Oh no, I don't. I don't do church, especially on a Wednesday night. Trying to think of what else. I just so disgusted. Oh, and what Carlos also said was true. Tipton and Brown not tonight because she didn't show up. And Denise and Cowan used to say, I agree with you guys. Yes, we should do it. Yes, you think this is going wrong. We should. I agree with you. Yes, we're going to fix it. And what Carlos said is true. Why haven't you fixed it in the past 2 to 4 years? You're now bringing up the issues and agreeing with us that the teachers have been bringing to you for the past 2 to 4 years. And now you agree with us. Now you're going to do something about it. So stop it, shooter. I don't want to know this. So those are the things I can think of. Like I wanted to take notes because there were a few comments that I was like, even my daughter, I was walking by, I was doing things around the house and I was walking by with the phone on speaker so I could hear it. And even my daughter at one point went, "Go, Victor, you tell them." And I'm like, right? So, and she was sorry, Mr. Caballero. She really meant Mr. Caballero, but anyway. So those are my. I don't know if anybody else wants to add comments about the debate tonight.
Well, look, I could tell you I didn't watch the debate because you know what, I'm kind of disgusted on the whole thing anyway. I'm kind of upset with AOBE because they could have used a larger platform in order to get the word out there, and they haven't, and that's okay. But I can tell you exactly the way it went. Eh, Denise Garza that has no clue of what the hell is going on. Never has, never will. I mean, she still can't answer a question to save her life. Prissy Roca Tipton, if Sylvia Atkinson didn't write the notes, she can't speak, and she'll go on there rambling and rambling and rambling all her time. The Victor Caballero, I mean, the guy knows what he's saying. The guy's been on there. I don't know Frank Ortiz that much. Haven't heard from him. Not to Carlos Elizondo's on point. Carlos Elizondo's on point. He knows what he's saying. He knows what he's saying. I'm surprised that Philip hasn't gone from one flip flop to another. Is that what happened today, Megan?
Pretty much.
Yeah, 100%. Nothing changes. BISD is not going to change. This is one of the reasons, and I'm going to say this again. I'm giving up on BISD.
It has to change.
Yeah, well, it would be a good start, but nothing is going to change because the majority is not going to change. They're not going to get rid of the superintendent. They're not going to get rid of the deputies. They're not going to start to cut off people from the top. So all this other bringing black before, if only one individual from the previous board gets elected back on the board, nothing changes. The
So
They
like
community,
protect each other too.
yeah, the community screwed. It's going to be the same thing that happened to PUB. Same thing's going to happen to the district. The same thing that happens to the city commission. Same thing. Nothing happens. It is until the day that the citizens of Brownsville say no more incumbents,
mm-hmm.
no more incumbents, that something might be able to happen.
But it has to
So,
take all the citizens of Brownsville because we had some issues with BISD last year and we did the proper thing, going up the chain of command, having the meetings, trying to reach the top. Once we got to the area superintendent, she just like they're all just covering up for each other and oh but yeah, but we care about you and your children. They don't. It's BS. It's all money for them too. Power.
well,
Mm-hmm.
something that you mentioned is so true. And just to make this distinction, the people up here at the Glass Palace, they don't give a rat's behind about students. Zero. They
No,
don't.
we know that.
Zero.
We were proof of that.
They don't care. They don't care about teachers. They don't care about the process. They don't care about students. All they care about is the damn money.
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong, May?
No,
No.
they've proven it time and time again.
And their titles, they hold on to those titles like it
Mm-hmm.
really defines who they are.
I like this one. Yes, they should have done right by us instead of calling it Erasmo Loco. I mean, yeah, his ojos go ojo loco sometimes. That's all. Yeah, and and this is what I think is so funny, and I'll take from what Salma is saying. It's like when I was out there arguing with Trey Mendez. Trey Mendez is going to be the first ones out there, Maggie, to go like, well, DWI Erasmo. I'm like, yeah, my DWI doesn't steal from the people of Brownsville.
Mhm.
You know, and this is what they don't get. They're such ratas. Their tax abatements, their little breaks that they get, the first dibs on all the properties and all the buildings, the monies they get under the table from contractors. That's hurting Brownsville.
The trips to Washington D.C.
Yeah, the trips to Washington D.C. That's hurting Brownsville. Not someone that has a DWI
And falls asleep at Whataburger.
and falls asleep at Waterbury twice. Trey posted in his page. Uh, who's paying for the zoo upgrades? Not anyone fast enough. Did you see BISD meeting? I did not. So many watching. Hit that like button, guys. Yes, please. My God, make me some money. Yeah,
That's the only reason. Do you guys know that, right? That's the only reason why
What?
he keeps saying it. It's because he's monetizing off of this.
hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
And yeah, oh yeah, and he won't. He won't. He'll tell you.
oh yeah, I tell you. I know. Actually, Facebook stopped paying me.
They only did it for 3 months.
Yeah, I only got it for 3 months. I'm not sure why, but Facebook is fickle that way. I'm hoping that they restart that monetization program. That'd be great for me.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I like Erasmus, because he'll tell you up front.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I has to take on the charge of doing the right thing. So do I. Roy is in it too. Hoping not.
I hope not too.
Look, at the end of the day, I hope none of them are involved. The God honest truth. I hope that none of them are involved. I hope that we're all wrong, and the city commission didn't know anything. I hope I'm wrong, but Maggie,
What you mean this city commission?
any city commission, you know, I
But the
want to be
paperwork shows they didn't they?
100%, but I want to be proven wrong. You know,
But
I
not
want to
the
be proven
ones
wrong.
that entered recently, right?
Well, I want to be proven wrong. I think they're all in it, but I want to be proven wrong. Maybe 30. Went to BISD. Oh my God. Amen. Oh, Maggie, cheat notes. Elizondo nailed it tonight. Neta. Hi, Mom. Patricia Alejandro, go to bed.
That is my kid.
Okay.
It's true.
Approve some of the added fees to our PUB current bill. Open your eyes. Roy is just like the rest of them. Again, I want to be proven. I want to be proven that they're not.
Yeah, I still want to have faith in some people.
So, so do I.
Oh, I look like Anderson Cooper. That's why. That's the
Time for change, but don't choose flip flopping Philip. No bueno. I
Mm-mm.
love Church's chicken. Denise Pickering at Elizondo. Really?
Oh yeah. Well, it was more Cowan also throwing little jabs at Elizondo.
Because of
I'm trying to remember what specific comments that were
think
said.
these are too much, and I understand. However, if the district is an A district, this problem at the district are not because of the exceptions. God, I'm not gonna get to all the comments. I apologize. Nelda Rocha, never give up.
Mm-hmm.
No, Nelda. Perceived power, because the true power is in the people. If they would only unite, 100%.
Protest.
Racista Dude Brown, Pumpkinhead, Head, Daddy Girl, Gaza, and call Dr. Puro, Mendigo Puppets, Carlos, Victor, and Reese. Let's vote them in and get the hell flip flopping Philip. The ratas room, for the most part, right about blue ticket holders. Yes. Guys, we're going to have some more time to read over the 67 pages of the rest of the stuff. But the summary in itself is pretty damning. Damning enough that it should mobilize everyone out there. But at the end of the day, guys, all of this is for nothing. Us coming out here, all of your comments, they are for nothing if you don't go out and
If
vote.
you don't vote.
Yeah.
If you don't vote. It's just words that are printed, words that are thrown all over the place. Just
Just
words.
bitching and complaining.
Mm-hmm.
So please get ready. Uh, get ready. Uh, get ready, guys. Get ready to rumble.
I'm bringing this one up because it's true. Calvin kept defending the superintendent. I'm glad you brought that up because I was like,
Hey,
oh, he's in his pocket then.
let's see what happens after today when it comes out in the news and see
Yeah,
if
guys. If someone out there, please, I don't have the ability to do it from my phone. Someone please go out there. Hey Chuck, someone go out there and record Channel 5 News tonight. Can someone, Maggie? Do you have? Can you do that?
Oh, the news is starting right now. No.
Someone out there, please record. Go, Maggie.
we're gonna do it
I have
right
to
now.
throw that one in
You're not
there.
doing it.
We're gonna
Record
do it.
Channel.
We're gonna do it. We're
Yeah,
gonna do
record
it.
Channel
Okay.
5 News, and if there's like that little tidbit, if we could record that and share it, it'd be awesome. Because it's
All right.
supposed to be the top story tonight. So I'm hoping that they do a good job, guys. It's coming on. I mean, everybody, if y'all could, please record it for me, please. PUB story is on Channel 5 News. Yes! Finally. A lot of these people can't vote, but it's okay. Guys, I'm going to rush off and okay, I'll try. Thank you, Minerva. Love you. Guys, have a great day. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. We'll be back tomorrow night to see what else happens. It's going to be hot and heavy this week. Guys, be good to each other. See you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Be good to each other.
All right.
Continue to be good to me.